Hi, I'm Lenard Adams. I'm 26 years old. I'm Shreveport, Louisiana, born and raised. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Lenard Adams. And I'm a worship leader. I'm a cancer survivor. And this is my story. When I was in elementary school, around second grade, I used to, get ready for school in the morning, and my mom would, lotion my legs up, make sure that I wasn't ashy for school. And every time she got behind my left leg, I would always jump. It would hurt, and so we never understood it, and so we just kept going over months at a time. She thought maybe I had fallen in school or something. Months went by, and I was still having the same pain, and we began to notice that there was a little small bump began to grow from the inside of the back of my left leg. A friend of the family who was a physician, we had him check it out, and he looked at it and said, "Man, I actually think that it's a cyst," but he didn't think that it was cancerous. So he began to draw fluid from it. And so we were thinking that was going to work, that was going to deflate the cyst over time. But actually, instead, it grew to the size of a tennis ball. And I remember sitting inside the doctor's office, and I remember Dr. Ryan Bicknell saying, "Lenard, Sally and LD, that's my parents' name, saying that, your son Lenard has cancer." And they just started crying, and I didn't know why they were crying. I was sitting there like, man, this is no big deal. I just felt like I had a cold, It's gonna go away in just, a couple of days. So elementary school classmates and all of my teachers at the school, they all supported me, gave me gift baskets. And I mean, if this was on a Monday, then by Thursday we were packing up, getting ready to move to Memphis. And so I was blessed to be able to become a patient at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It's a great hospital. It's one of the #1 hospitals in the whole world for childhood cancer and childhood diseases. I came in, and then when I walked in, I saw these other kids walking around. They had no hair, and they were walking around on crutches. They had masks on their face. They're walking around, well, they weren't walking. Some of them were being rolled around inside wheelchairs. And I remember looking at my mom. I was like, "Hey, I'm a football player. I'm a basketball player, and I'm a competition swimmer. That's not gonna be me. I've never broken a leg. I've never been on crutches before. These kids have bald heads. I was like, Mom, these kids look sick." And she had to tell me, "Well, Lenard, the same thing that they have, you have." And I just didn't believe it. And I said, even though I was 8, I just had this will about myself that I'm an athletic person, that I'm a person who's just always well. I'm just not a sickly person. And so I remember the first day at St. Jude, I went to the physical therapy, and I went to see this lady named Lola. I will never forget her name. I always called her Lola Bunny. And I went to go see Lola, and she told me, she took me to this back room, and she brought out these blue crutches. And I said, what is this? I was like, "Mom, I'm not gonna walk with these." And at that time, I could walk just fine. And she told me to see if I could walk up the stairs with the crutches and see can I walk down. And I did it with no problem. And I gave her the crutches like, "Hey, I don't need these." I was like, "I'm fine." I didn't know what cancer was, but I knew, man, something is really about to change. I remember that one day getting that call. So I had just been with Cheryl the night before, and then I get to the hospital, and it's like, where is Sherry? Where is she? She wasn't at school. She wasn't at lunch. I was like, where is she? Then I found out that Sherry had died.
Hey, my name is Lenard Adams. I am Lenard Adams' wife, and the experience I've had with him being a cancer survivor. We went to St. Jude, March 2013, and he went to all his doctor's visits, and they checked his leg, they checked his balance, and because one of his feet don't touch the ground, and so they checked that, and they checked how he walks, and see him strapped up like that, and I just could only imagine what his mom went through with him being 8 years old. He was 24 when we went. I met one of the doctors that treated him when he was a kid, and we were in there talking about how he had just grown, and he's just a healthy man. And she started to cry in the room, and she just remembered him as a little boy in there, and them telling them that he had cancer, and she was just crying and how strong he was, because she sees patients all day, she sees kids all day long, and to see him grow up, live, basically defeat death, and is living, and he's getting married, and you know, just to see him grow up like that, and it touched me more for her to cry and to remember his story.
So I had learned to deal with death really, you know, at a real young age, and I had even thought about my death too. I never thought that I would die, but there's something when you have cancer, there's something that you have to face, and something that you have to be prepared for. And I think it's something unfair to have to think about that at 8 years old. But at the same time, God has no respect of person. And so you have to be right within your life and know who you are. And in my opinion, and in my beliefs, you have to know what's going on whenever you die. And I believe that I was saved by Jesus Christ. All that adversity, I still graduated from high school in Shreveport, Caddo Magna High School, on time, amongst missing school, and graduated in 2006. And I went to the University of Louisiana in Monroe to study biology, because I always wanted to be an orthodontist. So I was there for 2 years. I was doing really well in school, but I just felt a tugging on my heart that God had given me this gift of music. My entire life, I always singing, dancing, playing music, and so I actually went to what we call ULM. I went to ULM on a music scholarship to study biology, and after my second year, I just felt a call on my life to come back to Shreveport and to study music. Because I felt that I really had such a gift there, and I felt that God really wanted to do something. So I moved back to Shreveport. I went to BIPSI for 1 semester, studied music there, and then I got accepted into Centenary College. Went to Centenary College, had a great time. I did my time there, and I ended up graduating with my bachelor's with a bachelor's of art in music. And so, and that's when I really got started on my music career. And I sing. I played the drum set. I've always played the drum set all my life. I played the acoustic guitar, the bass guitar, and write music, compose music, produce music, all of that. I just love it all. And so I decided to give all the gifts I have, I decided to give them back to God. And one thing that I've always done, I've always been heavily involved with the church. I started worship leading when I was 14 years old. I took over as what you would call worship pastor at a small church in Shreveport. And I just kind of had to take those reins. And so I decided to just give my life to that. I decided to dedicate my entire life, all of my talents, right back to music. And so now I'm a worship leader for One Student Ministry, which is it's a student ministry for middle school and high school students at Word of God Ministries here in Shreveport.
describe Lenard? I'd say that he's a leader, because whenever somebody's like down or they need help, you can just go to Lenard and he'll give you the encouraging words that you need, or like advice. One thing that Lenard has taught me is to be more confident in myself, because when I first started this whole youth group like singing thing, I wasn't really doing it for the Lord. I was doing it for myself. But as I continued to come to rehearsals and practices and things, he taught me that if it's not for the Lord, then it's not right.
Mostly I learned that God is a healer, and I learned the power of family, and that you have to have a strong support system. And because of that, I believe that's why my faith is so strong today. And that's why I do what I do as a professional musician today, and as a worship leader. That's why I do what I do, because I feel like I have to give homage to the man who gave me life. I felt that the devil and I felt that the world wanted to take me out as a young child, because there's something great that I'm supposed to do, and he knew it. And so that's why he didn't want me here. And that's why I choose to give every talent that I have, whether it's medicine, whether it's whatever kind of knowledge I have, I choose to give it back to the glory of God, because of him, I'm still here. Too much. I hold
my soul.
I told you can get a good shot.
Sometimes you can't work still right now. I'm out here damaging equipment. Teddy, I need you to run. So let me come through and flip your tables. It's from that you already know what you do.
It's basically people that in California, and it has different colors, but it means like green is for like ego, and then red is for human blood, and then blue is for anything dealing with I think like the ocean, especially in the house in the ocean, like anywhere in the ocean, like y'all can come. Yeah. So, but no, he sells these, and then the proceeds go to either the Great Red or Blue, to like some kind of charity towards that. So
be wrong.
My boy.
Alexis told me, she was like, if I was you.
Huh?